guys, Dr. Emmett Blahnik here, founder of Next Level Health, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 major reasons for headaches. You know, it's estimated that up to 80% of people in the United States suffer with some form of headaches on a regular basis. So please help me with this information by hitting that like button and then sharing the information. Let's spread the health. Headaches can not only be annoying, but for some people, they're completely disabling and affecting their quality of life. In fact, as many as 1 in 4 women today under the age of 45 suffers with some form of chronic headaches. The medical director of Orange County Memorial, Dr. Medhat McCall, says that a lot of women think headaches are something they simply need to endure, and they have to rely on things like acetaminophen, Tylenol, medications on a regular basis, and what he says can cause serious damage to kidneys and liver. In fact, the New England Journal of Medicine indicates that Tylenol, acetaminophen, nonsteroidal anti-inflammatories, they're one of the #1 reasons for acute liver failure in the United States. So what he indicates is you should see your doctor, you should get checked, and don't just leave them continuing to go on. So we're going to jump right in. And first and foremost, you know, you have to look at your headaches as a warning sign. They're like the check engine light on the car, and it's not something to ignore. Although a lot of people may have headaches, it's common, it's just not normal. Don't normalize these warning signs. So let's dive right in. The first of the 5 is misalignments in the spine. Misalignments, particularly looking at the atlas. So as we look at the spine here, in the upper part, the first bone in the neck is actually referred to as the atlas, and that's where the base of the skull sits on. And then you have these 6 other vertebrae, cervical vertebrae, and they're all interconnected. But the atlas is one to pay attention to, because if that thing should shift out of alignment, what it can do is it can put endangering tension and stress, not only on the spinal cord and nerve system and brainstem, but you also have this artery on the inside there referred to as the vertebral artery. And what that's doing is it's bringing blood from the heart through the spine, under the skull, into the brain. And when you misalign any of these vertebrae, particularly that top one, the atlas, it can obstruct that vertebral artery. And so one of the symptoms of that could be headaches. In fact, misalignments, or what chiropractors commonly refer to as subluxations in the spine, can cause headaches and migraines. You get that neck tension, stiffness, that rotation of that atlas may be affected, dizziness and vertigo, TMJ or jaw pain, tinnitus or some ringing in the ears, of course muscle spasms, even twitching, radiating pain, paresthesia, some form of numbness and tingling into the arms or hands, pinched nerve, commonly referred to as radiculitis, fibromyalgia, even things like high blood pressure can be associated with misalignments and subluxations in the cervical spine. And one thing you can do to rule that out is see somebody that specializes particularly in the spine and nerve system, not just maybe a general practitioner that doesn't really study how the spinal biomechanics work on a day-to-day basis. So I would encourage you to go see your doctor of chiropractic. Secondly is something that's more referred to now as text neck, and often we used to refer to it as granny hump. But what it is when your head is now migrating forward like this, and there's studies right now that indicate that millimeters of movement forward actually puts endangering tension and stress, pounds of biomechanical stress on the lower portion of the spine and nerve system. And so when your head's tilted 15 degrees down, it's like adding 27 pounds of weight to the base of the neck there. So as your head migrates forward like this, by looking at your phone or on the computer, text neck or tech neck can seriously damage the base of the neck, vertebra, discs, your nervous system. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that's not happening, because it could also, if it's long term, it could lead to degenerative changes as well. And you would want to get that looked into, particularly if you're feeling some type of numbness or radiating pain into the arms. Pay attention to text or tech neck and have that evaluated, because that may lead to some more significant and dangerous things. Third is a tension type of spasm, often related to stress, so stress and tension type of headaches. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use just this piece of elastic band here to kind of illustrate something, as you can think of that as muscles attaching to your skull and then the rest of them attaching to your spine. So as your head kind of goes forward, what you could see is you could see how the tension there would be pulling, massively pulling as the spine is straightening out. It's going to create a lot of tension not only at the base of the skull, but then you have these intrinsic muscles attached to the skull to each vertebra, and from each vertebra to another vertebra. So each one of them, as the head's kind of moving forward or twisted abnormally, can create a massive amount of tension in those areas in muscles and create spasms. So when your head moves forward like that, it can just put a massive amount of tension on those muscles, ligaments, and discs, and then thus we're getting that base of the skull tension. It can go into the temple area, even your TMJ area. A lot of people feel it in the front, but all of those muscles surrounding your scalp into the lower portion of the back of your neck are just getting stretched. They're getting pulled and choked. And one thing that could happen is if you were in a kind of like a car crash, so you can think of these red things as muscles. One thing is, if you had a car crash, what that would do is it could literally tear muscles and ligaments and tendons, and that may not show up for months and months later. So if you've been in a recent car accident, whether it's a few months ago or even years ago, and you're still having headaches without it resolving here, again, more on a chronic basis, it's time to get looked at again. So that's another factor to take into consideration. And again, you would want to, look more seriously into something like this and not just, chalk it up to just stress. There may be biomechanical things that when you do get stressed, it's actually damaging those muscles, creating spasms, depleting minerals and nutrients and vitamins in your body, which is going to lead me to another one here shortly. The other thing that you have to address is you want to take a closer look at the medications you're taking. So very often, if you look into the medications themselves, they have many side effects, and often some of them could be potentially dangerous side effects. And it's very, very common, very frequent to see that a side effect to particular medications, particularly pain medications themselves, actually cause headaches, something referred to as a rebound effect, rebound headaches, which is when somebody has to rely on pain medications time and time again, they build up almost a tolerance to that, and their body actually creates headaches because of the need for those painkillers. The fact that pain medications can actually cause headaches, again, you want to talk to your doctor, you want to look at these side effects to each medication you have. That may be the answer to why you're getting headaches on a regular basis. And that may be a more serious situation to sit down and discuss with your doctor. And finally, it goes without saying, your body's biochemistry can definitely be off and altered, so particularly with stress. So stress can certainly elicit that fight or flight mechanisms, making muscles spasm, but also what it can do is it can deplete certain vitamins, certain minerals, things like zinc, things like magnesium, things like iron, all these components that you would really want to take a closer look at. My recommendation, just in general, is make sure you got a good multi-mineral, multivitamin. But if you're not seeing improvements with your headaches on a continuous basis, it may be time to look a little bit more specifically into what you may or may not be deficient in. And so I wouldn't, if you're getting headaches on a regular basis, more than a couple times a month, it's time to really check it out. So you don't want to guess at which things are low and which things are high. Are there arteries involved? Why are my muscles spasming? Is this text neck actually causing more damage than I was even aware of? Are my discs involved? Is the nerve system getting compressed? So I wouldn't guess at those things. What I would do is I would test. I would target, and I would treat it. So just like that other doctor said, you should get checked. We don't guess, we test, we target, and we treat specifically what's causing those headaches to completely reverse it and eliminate it from your life. So hopefully this helps. And I want to thank you for watching. But remember, other people are suffering as well. And so, let's help spread the health. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Let's take your health, your life, and your future to the next level. I'm Dr. Emmett Blahnik with Next Level Health Cooperative. I'll see you soon.